Hello, I'm Dave Anderson. I offer a real estate class for people that want to acquire a license. It's a pre-license course. It's approved by the South Dakota Real Estate Commission. Um, I've been doing this for 29 years. It'll be 30 years in February. Now I would like to inform you about some of the things you need to do and what your requirements are as far as the state is concerned. In South Dakota, to sell real estate, you have to take a 116-hour course of study on real estate, which is given by an approved licensed instructor like myself. Now, it's 116 hours. Now, with my program, you can take the first part of the course online. And online meaning you work with Dearborn Publishing. They put together a program that you interact with, and the state will give you credit for 54 hours by completing the online portion of the course. Now, the state will only allow 54 hours and you need 116. So that leaves 62 hours that you have to take in a classroom environment. Now, my next class that I'm going to have is November 12th, but I want you to know that I'm going to leave this video on, and so if you want to know what the dates are for the classes that are coming up, go to my calendar, and it will tell you at this website. There's a calendar that gives you the dates of when the next in-person classes begin. Now, understand that if you're going to sign up for the course, if the date says November 12th, you should be signing up and getting the online course started a month prior, because you're going to need time to get through that, because the state wants you to finish the online before you attend the in-person classes. So that's kind of how it works. I charge $1,200 for the course. That includes the online portion of the course. It also includes Modern Real Estate Practice. That's a textbook that's put out by Dearborn, which is very closely assimilated with the online course. And then when you show up for the in-person classes, on the day we give you license law, I give you the South Dakota License Law book. That's the materials that go with the course for the $1,200. Now, my office is located at 3023 East 10th Street in Sioux Falls. Now, East 10th Street, just so you, for a person to help locate it, there's a big Hy-Vee grocery store that's on the north side of 10th Street, right across the street from my office. I'm in the Allison Plaza Mall, and I own the Realty Center, and that's the office that it's in. Next door to me, on the I'm on the downtown side of Campbell Supply. Campbell Supply is a farm hardware store, meaning they try and do a lot of stuff for the farming community. And I'm next door to the State Farm Insurance Office. That's where I'm located, in the Allison Plaza Mall. Now, the classes, when they start, well, they go for 7.5 days. Now, you'll start on Monday, and you'll be done on the following Monday at noon. Now, we go 8 hours each day. We start on Monday at 8 o'clock. We go until 11:45. We break for lunch. I give you 15 minutes traveling time. You get an hour for lunch. Be back at 1. Now, if we go over a little bit, then I always add an hour and 15 minutes. Like, for example, if we didn't get done and wanted to get through, maybe it's 5 minutes to 12 before we break, then I wouldn't expect you back until 10 after 1. And then we go from the afternoon session usually goes until 4:30 to 5 o'clock. If we're finished at 4:30 and we've gone through all of the material I've got, then I just let you go. I don't try and keep you until 5. But if we need to go until 5, we usually go until 5. Now, the first day, the morning session is on contracts that are used in real estate, and we cover those. I've got some videos on how to fill out a purchase agreement, a buyer's agency agreement, and a listing agreement. And those are residential, by the way, mainly residential forms. And it's forms that are put out by the state, not your local board of realtors. We just do the state because I offer a class for anyone in South Dakota. Then in the afternoon, we go into brokerage relationships and agency law. And that'll fill up the afternoon, talking about the difference between a customer and a client. A customer is somebody you work with. A client is somebody you work for. And we cover that extensively so you understand the difference. And then about the different agencies and contracts that we can offer the consumers that we're dealing with. Then on Monday, we get into appraisals. And you watch some videos on appraisals. One is by David Knox, Pricing Your Home to Sell. And then another one by Dearborn Publishing on the formal act of appraisal. And then we do the lecture. I was an appraiser for 15 years, so I have a good understanding of what's involved, and I cover that in my lecture and share some of my personal experiences with you. Then later in that morning, we go into forms of ownership. And the reason we do that is people were having problems taking the forms of ownership, and so we go in. It takes me explaining it to you and how it works, and a lot of people are happy with the way that goes. Then in the afternoon, we go into closing the sale and what's involved, and trust accounts, and talking about how closings work and what your activity is, and who does the closings, and those kind of things. Then on Wednesday, we get into brokerage and the history of real estate brokerage, how it started back in, we go back to the 19th century and take you up through today, and what's happened with what's the board of realtors, what are real estate commissions, what are franchises. We talk about what happens in brokerage and what is antitrust laws. And then in the afternoon, we go into fair housing on Wednesday and talk about what fair housing, another word for it's affirmative action. We talk about that and how it impacts you in real estate. Then later in the morning, we get into the environmental aspects of what is like lead-based paint, radon, mold, asbestos, buried tanks, how to clean up contaminated soil, that kind of stuff. That's your environmental. That's your Wednesday afternoon session. Then on Thursday, we get into the whole day is devoted to South Dakota license law. Now, you don't get much on license law in the fundamentals that you're taking online, so we cover that extensively on Wednesday at 8 hours of it. And then on Friday, we get into financing. What are the instruments in real estate? What kind of what is a mortgage? What is a promissory note? What is a strict foreclosure? What is foreclosure? Those kind of things. And then we get into what is the secondary market? What is the primary market? Who furnishes the loans? And then we spend the afternoon watching videos on what happened with the subprime mortgage meltdown that happened in 2007, 2008, and we kind of explore what happened, what caused it, and what's been done since. Then on Saturday, we get into ethics. We spend a lot, but we go into the afternoon, in the morning and into the afternoon on ethics. And then on Saturday afternoon, we cover simulation testing, which is a testing that was offered and added in 2006, and people have had problems if they don't get some personal instruction in classroom environment with that. And then on Sunday, we get into the review of everything. It's an open book review, and you get together with your classmates and you work together in an open book format, and you spend the whole Sunday doing that along with my help. And then on Monday, we do a quiz, and that finishes the week. And when I'm finished with that, you're qualified to sell real estate as far as South Dakota is concerned. That's as much as I can tell you about the course. I hope you decide to take it, and I want to thank you for watching this video, and hopefully we can get together. Thank you.